your heart and fire and passion for God? How many would want to know that answer?
Woo!
I mean, 95, maybe 98%. I mean, absolute, without a doubt, if you do this thing, you know, some of you, how many, let's just be honest, how many of you have ever gotten really excited about God and then sort of fallen away or gotten into stuff you shouldn't? Let me see your hand. Let me hear you shout for a lot if you're like, man, you've done that. How many have done some of that roller coaster thing? You on fire, fall away, on fire, fall. How many have done that? Let me hear you. And how many of you sometimes have felt a little bit afraid? Maybe you go to youth camp, you go to something like this, and you really like, man, you really are hopeful. Man, I really, really want to stay close to God. But you're kind of a little bit afraid because it doesn't matter how great it is here, you're afraid that when you leave, bam, you're going to hit a brick wall like maybe you've done before. You're going to crash and burn. Anybody ever felt like that? You can be honest. And so, this morning, what I want to share with you, for the next few minutes here together, I believe, with that much surety, could prevent you from crashing and burning ever again in your Christianity. So, anybody want to hear? Anybody eager?
Yeah. Woo!
The title of the session this morning is friend or foe. Not like enemy foe, but like there's a lot of foe that's fake things. Like my wife, Katie, does faux painting on like our walls in our house. It looks like it's really ancient, whatever, Italian, but it's faux, it's pretend. There's faux Rolex watches, they call them faux Lexus, you know. There's faux drinks, there's faux coffee, fake things that look sort of like the real thing. Can you see that, right? Some bucks coffee. And so it really has to do with relationships and people that you surround yourself with. So we want to start this by just telling you about an amazing experience that I had several years ago. I got to go down into the jungle in Ecuador. So we flew into the main city, Quito, and then we flew in a little tiny plane out to the middle of the jungle. And in the place that we went was the very same place some of you may have heard about in the history books. In 1950s, there was 5 missionaries that had gone out there to reach this tribe for Christ that had never heard about Christ, and they had never met somebody from the West. They'd never met, nobody had ever met them and lived. They killed everybody that ever tried to go and meet them. And so these 5 guys were like, well, we're going to go for it. Jim Elliott was one of them. Maybe some of you heard Jim Elliott, and Nate Saint and others. And they went out to meet, and they flew their little plane right next to the village, and they landed right on the bank of a river there. And soon after they landed on that little sandy bank with the little plane there, the tribal members came out and killed them all, speared them to death. Bam, it was over. Never got to reach them for Christ. But their wives, several of their wives and children stayed behind in Ecuador to reach the very tribe that killed their husbands. Isn't that amazing? And as a result, many of them came to Christ. And some of the very ones who killed these missionaries became so dear to them, they became like a father to some of the children whose father they'd killed. Almost like a stepfather. They didn't marry their wife or anything, but it was like they became like a surrogate father. It was really a beautiful story. So we got to go down and visit this tribe that had now been reached for Christ for many years. And some of those guys were still alive that actually killed the missionaries. They're older men now. And so we went down, and so here I am in the picture somewhere. I can't see where I am at. I'm there somewhere. And the tribal members, there I am on the right with a white hat on. And so while we were there, they wanted to make us a gift. And while they were making, what the gift they were making is a spear. They carved each of us a spear. You can see, the guy on the left here is Mincaye. He's like the leader of the tribe. He was one of the ones that killed the missionaries. And Mincaye actually made my spear. And they took it from raw wood, and they were just carving it. And it took like 3 days to carve this. And we're in our hammock sleeping out, listening to them carving. And they carved it a certain way, and they presented it to us, and they couldn't sign their name, so they put their thumbprint on it, right? And they can't write. And as a gift. And we're thinking, they're listening to them carving these spears, going, man, we're so glad these guys are Christians now. Because these are the very same spears that they used, the same kind, to kill these missionaries. The kind they hunt with. They hunt wild hogs and so forth. We got to go and out into the jungle with them while we were there and hunt. Everything they do has purpose. They're planting something, they're picking something, they're hunting, and when they would hunt was with these blow dart guns, sort of like this one right here, and they have these little spears or little darts they would put in that have tranquilizer. It's kind of poison, but it doesn't kill them. It just paralyzes the monkey or whatever they're shooting at. So I need some help this morning. Can anybody? Well, I need a guy with really big lungs. Okay, he got big lungs. He got a lot of air. Okay, guy in the blue right there. Come on, yeah. Come on, yeah. And come on up here.
What? Throw it up.
And hey, what's your name? Hey, Chris. Good to meet you. I'm Ron. Come over here, man. And so this is a blow dart gun. Now, what they would do is they would take these little darts and then put a little poison on it that would like paralyze the monkey, and the monkey fall out of the tree, and then they come get him and have for dinner. And so we thought we might let you see if you can see if you'd be a good hunter in the wild. Come on over here. And have you ever hunted before? No? Have you ever used a blow dart gun before? Maybe. And so you do have big lungs though, right? See those balloons over there? Okay, now you gotta put your mouth on the end of that, and you gotta inhale a lot before you put your mouth. Don't suck the dart into your lungs, okay? Inhale, and you gotta put your mouth, and then all at once as hard as you can, and you're gonna have to aim it, okay? And see if you can hit any of those balloons over there, okay? Okay? Oh, you'd be starving tonight. Hey, can we bring another dart over here real quick? I hope you didn't hit one of the ministry team people back there. No, it just it went over to there. I just saw somebody fall down. Are you looking for it? Just pull it out of her and bring it up. No, I'm just kidding. They can't find it. Can we get it or no? It's lost. Okay, give them a big hand clap. That's proud. Sorry, you're going to have to go to Taco Bell because they're not going to get a monkey. And so, being out in the jungle was an amazing experience. You can see my attempt there at, don't worry, I didn't hit any monkeys out there either. I just made a monkey out of myself. And, so watch this. One of the most amazing things about this tribe is finally Minkaye got a chance to come to the United States. And the very first time he came out of the jungle to the United States, he came with Steve Saint, one of the missionaries' sons who'd grown up there in the jungle with him, brought him to the States and took him to some churches and things. And so watch this. The very first time he comes to the States, imagine you've never been out of a tribe. So they get like into an elevator. Why are we in this little room? The door's closed. Where are we? He thinks it's a magic box. He's like, where do we go? He can't figure it out. And they're trying to explain it to him, everything that happened. That an airport going through security, that was a beautiful sight. So Steve's going through, and then Minkaye's behind him, and Minkaye can't speak Spanish. He can only speak his tribal language, right? And so Steve, they're doing stuff to him, and Minkaye, they're back and they're doing, charades. It looks like charades. And he saw the guy in front of him, take his belt off or whatever, and they kept pointing to his pants, and before they would let him through security, and finally he didn't know what to do. And Steve looks back, and Minkaye's pants are down to his knees. Standing there in his underwear, and all kinds of stories. One of the things that was interesting about one thing I learned from Minkaye, very interesting. When he first came to the States, he couldn't understand why people would get excited about things. For example, they'd drive by a football game at a high school on a Friday night, and it was all crammed full of people, and they're cheering, and Minkaye goes, "What's going on? What's happening?" And you try to explain to him, Steve, it's a football game. He goes, "Yeah, but why are they so excited?" He goes, "Well, it's a game, and the ball's going back and forth." And he goes, "Yeah, but what happens at the end? Do the losers die? Do they kill them or something?" No, it's a game. The ball goes back and forth, and they cheer for the one that they want. Yeah, but did they get punished or something? Did they go to jail? Did they get tortured or something? No, it's just a game. And Minkaye goes, "Oh, it's onoke." And so he said, what do you mean onoke? This word onoke, never heard it before in his language. He goes, it literally means for no purpose. You're doing the throwing around of that ball for really, nothing really happens at the end. And so then they would go like to a mall, and they'd see this video arcade, and people would get in, and they're screaming, and what's going on? What's happening? Somebody gonna die? What's happening? No, it's a game, they're playing. Oh, it's onoke. Then they, be watching television. He'd never seen a TV before, right? And so he sees somebody get blown up on TV, and he's like, oh, he's so sad. And he changed the channel, and there's the same guy, actor, and what happened? Did he come back to life? And Steve's trying to explain, no, it's pretending. Oh, it's onoke. For no reason, for no purpose. And then they'd see the news channel, and somebody blown up, and they go, oh, onoke. Steve says, no, that one's real. Wow. And so how do I know what's onoke and what's not? And so this whole concept, for no purpose, this whole onoke. And I'm afraid that we have found all kinds of ways to occupy ourselves with onoke, things that really have no purpose. Whether it's something we're doing with a friend, but we're just kind of filling our minds with